Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching a commentary video on League of Legends. This one featuring Janna using the Tempest skin, for those who haven't seen Tempest Janna before. At the end of the last video, we had a rather large team fight with relatively even deaths going back and forth on either side, and that's prevented either side from being able to push forward at the moment. So we've been in a bit of a stalemate for the last couple minutes, but I'd say that our team is still in pretty good position for the game overall, since we have a large advantage in overall kills. Down here, we saw that the dragon came back up, so Uberfish and I are going to do it, and amusingly enough, I am tanking the dragon, which is pretty funny, and you see Uberfish says, shield yourself, which I guess I probably should have done that, but the logic there was that Ashe was doing a lot more damage than Janna, so I thought it would make sense to boost her damage rather than mine. Unfortunately, I'm just short of enough gold to buy Aegis. I'm 50 gold short, and that's too long to stand in Fountain, unfortunately. So ideally, I should have known how much Aegis cost, and then gone back after I had that much gold. If I had known that, I should have just opened up the shop and checked it, but oh well. I actually haven't played characters that build Aegis a lot, so I didn't know how much more gold I need. So that could have been handled better. I'll just have to get it the next time I go back to shop instead. And Timo went and put down a mushroom at Baron. Yeah, you see the comment from Cole, Speaker get oracles next. That was a good comment. Speaker, I think, definitely should have grabbed an oracle. And uh-oh, here comes Anivia. Looks like she's prowling around in our jungle trying to get red. She blocks me off with a wall, but for some reason I end up moving right through it due to the weird pathfinding stuff. Anyway, we're going to go after Anivia here. You can see Speaker is in the lead. I'm going to shield him as we continue to pursue her. And then, let's see. Oh, unfortunately, in comes the rest of the enemy team. And I'm not sure why I'm not using my ult. There, I use it, but I use it too late. I should have blown them away sooner. Should have blown them away earlier. Now, here comes Kennen. So I am going to bait Kennen so that Poohmaster can get him. That was partially deliberate, partially accidental. Fortunately, Speaker and Poohmaster are still alive, and together they're going to take out the rest of the enemy team. And we're going to score an ace there, I believe. So fortunately, the two most important damage dealers on our team stayed alive. Also, by the way, Poohmaster scored a quadra kill there. Yeah, there you go. Poohmaster got 4 kills there, so that was actually a quadra kill for him. So he has got even more money. You can see Poohmaster is up to 21 kills. Speaker has 10 kills. 7 deaths as well. He shows that Poohmaster's been playing pretty aggressively. I think he's got a Sword of the Occult. I think that's what it is there. So he's getting a lot of stacks every time he kills people. So, overall, that fight is good for us because we were able to feed 4 kills to Poohmaster, and Speaker is going to be able to push that top lane, and he's going to be able to get top tower with no one from their team alive. So even though our team took a bit of a brutal pounding in that last fight, killing all 5 members of their team and acing them is still worth it, even if they take out 3 of our team. All right, now let's see. In terms of this, I think we were thinking about going for Baron next at this point. One issue with that is that there is a Teemo mushroom at Baron, and Speaker's going to go trip it intentionally. So, there it goes. So that means that the other team will know that we're at Baron, or they should know if we're tripping a Teemo mushroom there. So instead, I think we're not going to go for Baron. We're going to come down here, and we're going to try to fight them in the brush. We're going to grab this particular bit of brush here and hope that we can jump out and surprise them. So there comes Mundo, and there comes the other enemy team's Malphite, but they do not pursue after us. And I think about this point in time, I was thinking, this is going to look really stupid if they have a ward in this particular bit of brush. So in any case, it doesn't look like they're going to bite. So if they're not going to follow, then we're just going to have to try something else, because it doesn't serve any point to just stand in the brush forever. So we're going to come out here in the side lane, and Poohmaster has come forward, and the enemy team is grouped up. So Speaker is going to use a great Malphite ult right into the middle, a nice Ashe arrow from Uberfish that destroys Kennen, and then with Poohmaster's ultimate going off, we're going to skill another kill. So we kill 4 members of the enemy team, and we don't lose anybody. So that's a really good play for us. Now I'm going to pop my ultimate here. Again, I didn't use it during the team fight because I just didn't see an opportunity to do it. And with no minions here, we can't push into the enemy base. So instead of pushing into the enemy base, we're going to use this opportunity of killing 4 of them to go score a free Baron. And that is definitely the right play there. Because if we just wait for minions to appear, then by the time they get there, we're not going to be able to get very much of the enemy base. So I'm going to use my clairvoyance and see if they're racing after us, and no, they're not. Teemo's mid, Malphite's mid. They're dealing with the minions that are pushing there, so we're going to have no trouble getting this. And then we're going to do the synchronized teleport back to base. Looks very pretty there. all 4 of us. This was not planned, but there we go. All of us together back to base. I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, so now we can buy up. I'm going to buy a Negatron Cloak. I'm going to build towards Abyssal Scepter because no one on the team has it. And I can use the magic resistance and the little extra ability power. So it seems like a decent item to build and get that aura in play that will help everybody else. So I'm sort of playing Aura Janna here in terms of how I've built her. After getting Rod, I've been getting items that have an aura effect. Okay, now that we have the Baron, that takes me up to 145 ability power, which is significantly higher than where I was just a little bit while ago, and that'll last as long as the Baron effect is up. I'm checking to see if they're pushing forward into our jungle, and no, they're not. I'm not exactly sure where they are. So I think we decided we were going to push the middle lane here, push together 5 as a team, try to force a team fight now that we have the Baron buff on our side, since presumably we should be able to win any team fight with us having the Baron and them not having it. Also, our team continues to get more and more farmed up. We're getting more and more of an edge. You can see we've been starting to win the team fights more and more. However, we do now have to try to push into their base with all of them here, and that's always a difficult task to do. Yet, if you notice on the map, the entrances to the Nexus are very narrow. You can see it forces you into a very enclosed space, and with them having some area of effect spells in their team, like if they were to get off a good Malphite ult and we fight them by the tower, then we could be in really bad shape there. So we decide, let's not try to force in here. Let's try to push in from other lanes. So what we actually ended up doing was we had Speaker and I split off to go push in the top lane, which unfortunately was all the way back at the base. And then we sent 3 members of our team into the bottom lane to try and push on the tower down there. Now, in terms of whether this is a good play, I don't really think this is a good play in terms of how we did this. I think that what would have been a better option, if you're going to do something like this, is to have 4 people in one lane, and then you can hold up, say all 5 members of the enemy team at their tower or something like that. But having 2 in one lane and 3 in another, I just don't think is a good play. I should have been over with the rest of the enemy team, and then just have Speaker push this lane. I think that would be a much better option. You can see there's a team fight going on, and they managed to get a kill on Poohmaster, and then the other 2 members of our team are just going to back off. So even though we're now pushing this lane, the enemy team is going to come over here after us, and so we can't really do very much in terms of getting this tower. So as Speaker says, we need to back off. We can't push on this tower because the enemy team's going to come over and get us, and so indeed we're going to have to back off. So that push really achieved very little, and we haven't really gotten too much out of this Baron. Now, one thing that I see is I see 3 of them are middle, and so I am thinking, you know what? Maybe I can bait these people a little bit. Janna's very fast and has a lot of escapability. So like there's the Anivia wall, but I am going to try to get them to chase me, and they're actually doing that. So now we've got them in a situation where they're out in the open, not by their tower. So now we can fight with Baron buff. You can see we get Anivia immediately with a very nice Ash Arrow. Then I'm going to use my ultimate to reposition Mundo, just make sure we get the kill on him. I think that was a pretty good ult there. Reposition Mundo, that gives us 2 kills there. Now we're going to... you can see the enemy team's formation has been completely broken. They're all just running in different directions. I'm going to use Clairvoyance to see. You can see Malphite's moving to the top lane. Teemo's moving in the middle. So this opens up the opportunity for us to try and push here in the middle. Their team is, 2 of them are dead, so that at most they can only have 3 here, and their team's out of position, whereas we are going to have all 5 here. So now we're going to be able to push in and try to get this tower. I was shielding Uberfish because I thought he was doing the most damage. I'm going to shield Poohmaster when he gets up here. Nice Malphite ult from their guy on the enemy team. But by this point in time, the tower's almost dead. And now Speaker is going to ult on Teemo and just completely destroy him. And then we're going to take out their Malphite as well, who also dies as soon as the tower goes down. So a good play from their Malphite. He did the right thing. He ulted right into the middle of our team. But with the rest of their team dead, there's just nothing he can do. Now, we would have liked to have gone after their Nexus towers, but we just don't have the strength to do it right now. Those Nexus towers are really strong, and we don't have the minions to do it, because we only just took out an inhibitor for the first time. We don't have any super minions to tank for us, so we're not going to be able to end the game right there. We are going to have to push the side lane instead. Now, Cole's taking a lot of damage. We're intentionally not attacking these minions. We want Cole to attack him so he can get lifesteal back. Of course, then I make a mistake and accidentally use my Howling Gale Tornado, which doesn't allow Cole to lifesteal back. But you can see he got back quite a bit of health there just from attacking minions. Now Anivia comes out very aggressively, so we're going to kill Anivia. And then there's a nice Ash Arrow right onto Mundo in the middle of the team. I'm going to try to pop him up into the air. Pooh Master's really low. I'm trying to shield him, but he Shumpos ahead of me. And now here, I pop my ultimate. I was trying to heal up our team, but unfortunately, the people who need it, Pooh Master and Cole, are not there. They were off chasing, so bad Janna ultimate. I should have waited until like right now. If I use it like right now, it'd be much better. So that's a mistake, but we do get the tower. We did pick up some more kills. And now we really should go back. I was just trying to harass these guys a little bit. Instead, Cole comes forward. Cole comes forward too aggressively. He gets trapped behind Malphite, and then he gets ignited and killed. So that was a bit of a misplay there. We should have just backed out overall. Just backed out, not tried to fight that. I was just trying to do some harassment, but I think that Cole thought we were going to fight him there. So yeah, the funny thing is Janna, even with her normal movement speed, is about as fast as Speaker's Malphite when he's ghosting, which I think is kind of funny. Janna is just, once she's leveled up her Zephyr skill, W, she gets a passive that just increases her movement speed so much. She really is almost impossible to catch. Anyway, here I'm going to buy towards Abyssal, and for some reason I do not buy the blue pot, the Elixir of Brilliance, and I certainly should have. I don't know why I didn't. It's like, yeah, I certainly should have bought that, but for some reason I just decided not to. I guess I was saving up towards Abyssal Scepter, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I should have just bought the blue pot, since presumably the next 1 or 2 fights is going to either end the game, and it would be useful to get the extra ability power. But oh well. Now, we were thinking about what item to get for Speaker. Oh, and we picked up another dragon there, so kudos to Uberfish and Pooh Master if you saw the little gold boost. We were trying to talk about what item Speaker should get next. He was thinking about another Sunfire Cape, a Guardian Angel, and this is back when you could have multiple Sunfire Capes, and they didn't before they added the unique passive. And then I suggested, well, you know, if you've got all this health, maybe you should. Speaker said he had 4,000 plus health. I was like, you know, maybe you should just buy Atma's Impaler. And I think Speaker said he was going to get that as his next item. All right, now we were thinking about going for Baron here. It just came back up. Their team. Well, I think our thought was, let's at least force a Baron fight, because we can probably beat them. But then Uberfish uses Hawkshot, and we don't see the enemy team. So we were like, okay, we don't see them. They're not here. Let's at least start it. And if they appear, we've got all 5 of our champs here. We can then, fight them if they would show up. But again, they're still not here. So I'll just keep using the Janna shield on Cole to help him tank it. And now we see 4 of them, 5 of them mid. So now we know we're safe. And they're not going to be coming after us here. So we score another uncontested Baron. Mistake on their part. Gives us lots of extra gold. 250 gold per person. So that's, what, over 1,000 gold. Almost 1,500 gold overall. And I'm still short on Abyssal. I should sell Doran's Ring and buy it. But instead, now I'm going to buy that blue pot. And that takes me up to 250 ability power, which is nothing to write home about, but at least it means that my spells will do a little bit of damage to the enemy team. At least my Tornado and Zephyr will do more than just a light breeze to the enemy team. Okay, now we've got all 5 members of our team. We've got Baron buff. You can see we've outkilled them almost 2-1 in this game. Have major advantage overall. So once we finish grabbing blue buff over there, and I'm not sure who we're getting it for, but we're getting it for someone. Once we finish getting blue buff, we're just going to push into the middle, force a team fight, and hopefully end the game right here.
Sure.
I was thinking we probably should push one of the side lanes, probably top, so that we could maybe get that inhibitor. But the rest of the team was like, nah, we can just push them in middle lane and we'll be fine. The only danger is if they fight us by those 2 Nexus turrets, because they are very strong. But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to fight us out here in a bad position. So we take out Anivia very quickly. You can see we're focusing on her egg. We get some Malphite ults back and forth. I'm going to use my own ult to reposition the enemy team, give us a little bit of healing. We're just way too far in front of this enemy team. We're going to blow up the enemy team really easily. They're going after Malphite. I don't think they're going to get him. And I'm just going to back here and make sure we get this inhibitor so that our super creeps can start pushing into the base and start tanking for us. Brewmaster's really low. You can see he only has 10% of his life left, so I'm just going to try to focus on shielding him at all points in time because he's doing a lot of damage and he's nearly dead. As long as that shield's on him, he's got another 300 or 400 extra life, plus it gives him bonus damage as well. So if I can keep that shield on him, he's actually relatively safe. As long as it's just Malphite and the rest of the enemy team is dead. So, Malphite's doing his best to tank this, but there's just nothing he can do. He can't beat us 5 versus 1. So we're going to take out the towers, and he has to go back to the fountain to heal, and that's going to end the game. So well played. Well played end of the game. Alright, I'm not going to have too much time. I'm going to make this relatively short because this video is already a little over time on YouTube. But I'd just like to thank everybody who played with me in this game. Brewmaster with the 28 kills is pretty ridiculous, but very well played. I'm glad he was able to get so farmed up. Speaker probably played the best game of anybody. You can see 11 kills against 2 deaths and a ton of assists. Decent Janna game. I mean, Janna can be played much better than this. I felt that this was okay as Janna. Not great, but at least I did get a boatload of assists. And then Uberfish and Cole, pretty well done. Cole, good job in the jungle. Uberfish, maybe a few too many deaths, but good other than that. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll check back again for more videos later.